It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock on a Monday morning. That means it is time now for Colatown, our city, our stories. My name is Kevin Cohen. Thank you for being with us here as we wind down. Can't believe it, I'm saying this, we're winding down the month of April already. And I'll tell you one thing, they were supposed to say, April showers bring May flowers. I haven't seen a whole lot of showers. I don't know about you guys. In the studio with me, I want to say hello and good morning. Got a couple of great guys here with us that we're going to be talking with for the first half of the program. Jerry Showers is here with us, and also Victor Atlas is here with us. And gentlemen, good morning, and thank you for coming on in to hang out with me on Colatown. Good to see you guys.
Morning. Thank you
Thanks
for inviting us.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys are working with Public Works, and there's a hiring event coming up that we're going to get to. Before we do anything, I always feel like I can't do this and talk to you guys without getting to know you a little bit first. So tell me a little bit, about yourselves, how long you've been working with the city, that kind of stuff, what your role is, what you do, and how long you've been in Columbia.
Okay. I'm the superintendent of the street division.
Mm-hmm.
I've been with the city 11 and a half years. Been in Columbia 15 years.
Uh-huh.
I retired out of the Air Force out of Shaw back in 2014.
Well, thank you for your service. I appreciate that very much. Where are you from originally?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Whereabouts?
Milton.
Okay.
About middle of the state.
Middle of the state. So are you like a Steelers or an Eagles fan?
Neither.
Neither.
Cowboys fan.
Cowboys fan?
Yep.
Wow, you chose to go an interesting path. All right. Well, good to have you, Jerry. I appreciate it very much. Victor Atlas is here with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Tell us your story a little bit.
Well, my story is basically the same as Jerry's. I'm retired Air Force.
Thank you again for your service.
Thank you.
Let me stop you both. Around here, we don't take that for granted. That is not just a quick thank you and move on. We have tremendous love and respect for the men and women who are wearing and have worn the uniform and their families and the sacrifices. And with hotspots going on right now in the world, we're keeping everybody that's in the service in our prayers. So genuinely appreciate your service. Thank you, gentlemen.
Welcome.
Yeah. So, Victor, go ahead.
Yeah, I got here in 2003, and I've been working with the city, just as Jerry has, for 11 and a half years now. As a matter of fact, Jerry and I, we started the same day.
Wow.
Yep. Same career field.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So you guys are kind of like brothers in this whole thing.
Pretty much.
I love it. Where'd you come here from?
I'm from Mississippi originally.
Mississippi. Whereabouts?
Jackson.
Okay. All right. So do you have, if you say the Cowboys, you're both kicked out.
49ers.
Okay. All right. I can't handle two Cowboys fans in the studio at once. I just can't handle that. So that gets a little obnoxious. So, especially with the pain I've suffered as a Detroit Lions fan all my life. So trust me. Thank you very much. I'll take all the compassion you are offering. All right. So you guys are here to talk with us a little bit about a Public Works hiring fair that's going to be taking place, right?
Yeah.
So let's learn a little bit about the city, what they're trying to do. When it comes to this is, the Public Works Department. What is that? Who are we talking about? What are we talking about? What kind of jobs are these?
So our department, the street
You're
department.
coming a little closer to your mic, Jerry. There you go.
The street department, we basically take care of the streets, the sidewalks, the storm drainage. We've got traffic engineering and public works. We've got animal services, solid waste.
Pretty wide range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water, trash and recycling.
Okay.
Who am I missing?
Water, wastewater.
No,
Yeah.
no, they're not public works.
Yeah.
No? That's a lot, though. I mean, that's pretty wide range.
Yeah, we've got a lot of.
So when it comes to a job fair like this and a hiring fair, you're talking about a lot of different skill sets that are available that we can bring in here.
We are. And for our section, specifically street division, we're looking for people to help us maintain our streets. And that's going to be like concrete work, asphalt work, things of that nature.
Uh-huh. So help me understand this. Now, when it comes to something like this, you want folks that have a lot of years in the game already? You want to train people, all of the above? Or how does it work? Who are we looking for here?
Of all of the above.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of new people that we've got to train up, and we have experienced people to train them. But we also are looking for people that have done concrete finishing, paving of the asphalt. Storm drain's kind of a simple training there. But experience, the CDL is the biggest item we're looking for.
So drivers, you mean?
Yeah, drivers.
Right.
We're very short on drivers.
So is that something where they can get a job first and then go get the CDL, or do you need them to have the CDL in order to help? That makes them much more of an attractive candidate.
Well, we prefer them to have a CDL for our equipment operator positions, but if they don't, then we can assist them in getting a CDL.
Right. I get that. That to me is something that people need to realize that really opens a lot of doors for you getting that CDL.
It does.
I mean, not just with the city. I mean, obviously, in this case, that's what we're talking about. But in terms of just opportunity to do a lot of things, that getting that CDL really does open up a lot of doors for you. So that is a good thing to have. I want to go back to the concrete side of things because, my goodness, the city is this is never going to not be a need.
Absolutely.
We have whether it's repair or new or this or that, there's always something that you guys are going to need to do. So what's the biggest demand when it comes to that? Is it repair or is it new or what is the biggest demand?
For us, I would say it's repair work. We do initial construction on some projects, but mostly for us it's repair. And a lot of it is sidewalk work. We get sidewalk work orders coming in on a daily basis, trip hazards, and whenever there's a trip hazard, we have to respond.
Absolutely,
and that's
we don't get sued.
That's correct. And that's in addition to the other work that we also have.
Right. I think people need to realize. I've had the mayor on a lot talking about this. You can't complain to the city about a lot of the roads because 73% of the roads are not city-controlled roads, is I think the percentage he told me. Right, that's DOT. And so that's not – and it drives the mayor a little bit crazy because he wants to help, but at the same time – there's nothing he can do. He's got to work with the DOT. Sometimes it's state, sometimes it's even federal situations that are the roads. But the sidewalks, that's where we got to make sure people are safe.
Right.
Yeah. So
a lot of trees in the city. So
that's
causes
true.
A lot of the issues with the sidewalks.
So that's what I was going to ask. Is that something where, and again, this is pure, treat me like a third grader on this, gentlemen. I'm saying this not to be funny, but I'm really not sure how this works. When you say it's because of trees and things like that, Jerry, are we talking about like underground roots that uplift parts of sidewalks? Are we talking about limbs that fall, or what happens other than wear and tear on the sidewalks?
Right, it's the roots growing
right,
underneath it, just lifting it up, between the panels, so you get that trip hazard between them.
Yeah, makes sense. It doesn't mean anything was done wrong when putting it down. It's just Mother Nature being Mother Nature.
And it's true, and it doesn't stop there. Sometimes the roots will even gravitate all the way out to the street.
Wow,
cause the same issue.
Yeah, I mean, like I just said, Mother Nature's gonna do what she wants.
That's right.
When a tree says I'm going this way, you don't expect it, but it's doing what it's doing. So, and I guess that's a healthy tree if the roots are still growing. That's a nice thing for the scenery, but it doesn't help when it comes to having to fix sidewalks and streets.
That's true, right. And we love our trees around Columbia.
Yeah, and we should. I mean, that's important thing. Don't want to lose sight of that. All right, so we're going to talk about the hiring event itself in the second half after we do our timeout. But I wanted to take this first half to get to know you guys a little bit, to get to know the department a little bit, and to kind of identify some of the things that we're looking for. But we'll talk a little bit more about the who, the what, the where, and the when in just a little while. If you're just joining us, we've got two guests here in the studio with us, Jerry Showers and Victor Atlas, both coming at us, talking about public works and talking about what goes on in that department, what they do. And in addition to that, what's coming up, because, like I said, big hiring fair that's going to be coming your way in a short while. So stick around. We're just getting rolling. It's the first segment in the books for Colatown. Much more to come as we continue on this Monday morning right here at The Point. Welcome back in. Glad you are with us. This is Colatown, our city, our stories. Love doing this program on Monday mornings. Really get a chance to meet great people who have great stories. And in studio with us right now, we want to welcome Jerry and Victor back from the city of Columbia. We're talking all about the Public Works hiring fair that's going to be taking place. And let's kind of dive into a little bit more about this event and what you guys are trying to do. This is all about basically, and if I misspeak here, but this is about infrastructure, which is something that never gets old because it always gets old. Right? It never gets old talking about it or needing it because it's always an aging situation and needs uplift and repair and replacement and things like that. And if you don't do it, you can be in shambles. This is what that we're talking about, roads and public places and all that. I took my wife, first time she's been back since it's been open. We went to Finley Park yesterday. And I was giving her the tour of Finley. I've been there a few times already since it reopened because I love it. I'll go there and I'll sit down and eat lunch and just watch people. and I love it. But just to use an example, I was saying to her, do you realize, when you look at the way they use the green space here and the way they did this and just the track here and all that stuff. But I mean, just an example of if you don't keep up something, it's going to go the wrong direction. Right. We saw that the first time with Finley Park. Correct. And now we've realized we can't ever let that happen again. Right. We got to do a great job of maintaining it so that it stays the treasure that it is to the city. Well, that's a dramatic way of saying what we're talking about with what we're discussing with our city's cement and sidewalks and roads and things like that. But we got to keep it up. If we don't keep it up, it becomes a safety issue, and the last thing we want to see anybody getting hurt.
Correct.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about this event coming up. We get to May, and the actually hiring event is going to be May the 13th. Tell us what we're looking for here.
Well, it's going to be available or open from 10 to 1 at 2910 Colonial Drive.
Okay.
Everybody will do on-site interviews. We're looking for equipment operators, which is CDL Class A, maintenance assistants, crew leaders.
Some good jobs.
Yeah, there's some good jobs.
There's some good opportunities here.
Yeah. Right.
So if you have experience in these areas already, then and maybe I'm not trying to ruin somebody else, but if you're not happy where you are, this is a great opportunity because the city provides really nice benefits packages and things like that too.
Correct.
Yeah. So this is a good opportunity. Now, the CDL there's a step program, right, for CDL. Is that how it works? In terms of you guys helping people that don't have one yet?
Yes,
right.
we do have a training program. If they don't have a CDL, like I said, we can assist them, and we can provide training right there at Public Works to assist them in getting a CDL.
Good. Now, here's what's been happening, the trend when it comes to events. It's really hard to get a face-to-face these days. Everything is done online, and an old dinosaur like me, you try to fill stuff out, and you never even know if you're going to hear back from somebody or not. This is a chance to be on-site, meet with people on-site, ask questions, be asked questions, and hash it out right in front of somebody. So that's why this is a great event.
Yes, yeah. One-on-one, face-to-face, you learn a lot about somebody and their experience. Just by asking questions.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So bottom line, if you have a CDL, you're already more than halfway home. But you want to bring what, like a resume? What should people show up with?
Yeah, resume would be good. They're asking for them to put an application in before the event, so we can kind of get a number of how many people are going to be there.
Sure.
But resumes are good, and also just face to face talking and telling us about your experience, helps a lot.
So. I assume if somebody's got a CDL, I again, this is my ignorance. I'm the first one to acknowledge it. Is there a certification that they need to bring, or do they have a card, or how do they show that?
It's going to be on their driver's license.
Okay.
If they have a CDL, it's going to show on their driver's license. And we're always going to ask for a 10-year driving record. Mm-hmm. But, when we have these interviews face-to-face, it gives us an opportunity to check their background level so we can see where we can place them based on their experience level. Mm-hmm. And it helps us out in the long run because if we have a person that has some type of concrete experience, asphalt experience, or heavy equipment operating experience, that helps us in the long run.
Makes total sense. Yeah, I mean, no need to reinvent the wheel if somebody's already got strength in that position, and we need those positions filled. That's good. When it comes to the online, you said you want people to try to have an application done in advance.
Yes.
All right. So is that the forms.columbia.sc website?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Forms.columbiasc.gov.
Yes.
Okay, and that it'll show you what to fill out. And that way you can get that already done and taken care of before you ever even get there.
Correct.
All right. So, and again, this is it's a Wednesday, by the way, May the 13th, and that'll be, you said, 10 to 1 o'clock over Colonial Drive, 2910 Colonial Drive. And that's all, I'm sure, on the website also.
Yes.
For people to figure that out. So I'm intrigued by this from the standpoint of understanding. Tell me a little bit about when it comes to how many people are you guys looking for? I mean, do you ever get all those positions filled?
It would be nice if we get them all filled.
Yeah.
But before COVID, we were good where we were turning people away. But
right.
After COVID, We've always been 6 or 8 CDL positions short.
Yeah.
And maintenance assistants, we're usually 2 or 3. Crew leaders, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? And I mean, this is not, I'm not talking to you guys as city employees so much as just guys, but I mean, ever since COVID, I mean, I hear it from so many small business owners and everything. They can't find people. Nobody wants to work. It's like can't find people that want to do the job.
Everybody got affected. And,
yeah.
These are positions. We have positions that offer growth.
That's important to mention that. I mean, there's a chance to.
It offers growth.
Yeah.
They can come learn their job, and there's always an opportunity for them to
advance.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's good. And again, I do know this from just talking with other things that have come along. You guys make it an attractive position. I mean, the city employees do get good benefits and things like that, and you don't have to work there for a bunch of years in order to acquire the benefits. I mean, you get a chance to get started, and if you've got the chops, the city's going to make it an attractive place to work.
That's correct.
Yeah, and you guys are perfect proof of that. I mean, you've both been there, literally started at the same time, and have been there ever since, and going strong.
Yes.
Yeah, I just listen. There's people that are listening to this program right now, and this means nothing to them. They've got jobs, but I guarantee you, everybody listening knows somebody who knows somebody. What about your neighbor's son that has been looking? What about again, your neighbor up the street? Tell them about this event. Tell them about it, because again, this could be the door opening for somebody, whether it's you or for somebody Again, the website forms.columbiasc.gov, and that's how you can get the whole thing started. And all of the things we talk about on Colatown are always on the Columbia website, the City of Columbia website. So even if you're just driving right now, I don't want you trying to write stuff down while you're driving. So even if you just go to City of Columbia website, just columbiasc.gov, you'll always be able to find events coming up and hiring and things like that. They're all on the website.
That's correct.
Just again, I want to put that out there for people because of if you're driving right now, I don't want you to do anything dangerous trying to write stuff down that we're talking about, other than just remember the Wednesday event, which is again May the 13th. So share it with somebody you know. So we got about 3-4 minutes to go before we wrap this thing up for this first half. I'm curious about the work in the city. We were talking about sidewalks and we were talking about streets and all that. What's the turnaround time usually? I mean, is it like I'm asking this from the fun side of it, from the standpoint of a call comes in. Hey, we got a problem over here. Is there someone that first goes out and inspects it and then confirms we have a problem, or do you just immediately send a crew out, or how does it work? Like, what's the process of getting something fixed?
Well, that's exactly how it works. If we get a call for a pothole, really, you don't need to actually go out and look at that, because somebody hit a pothole, they're going to call it in.
Right.
So we have a 24-hour response time on that as far as potholes.
Right.
Sidewalk, tripping hazards. Right now, we have more work than we do people at this point.
Which is hence the need for work fairs and hiring fairs.
But we're trying to get it done as quickly as possible.
Yeah. And again, people think about bureaucracy, the city or the county or even the state or whatever, and they don't realize, again, the numbers are just crunching. I mean, you send someone out as quickly as you can. You guys don't want to see anybody getting hurt. Nobody wants to see anybody getting hurt, obviously. We want to keep our city, not just from a safety standpoint, but just a pride standpoint. I got to ask this. Do you take it personally when you see something that can be better in the city, and it's not as good as it can be? Do you guys take it personally? Because like when I took my wife to Finley Park, I was beaming with pride because I really felt cool about, look what we've done with this park. And because we used to go to Finley Park, and then it kind of went nasty, and we stopped going, and I was so proud. So I take pride in our city. I like to be an ambassador. I like to bring family and friends that visit. So I'm wondering, do you guys get mad when you see something in the city? Then you're like, oh, we got to do better than that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely.
And I think also, with Jerry and I, when it comes to roads and things like that, we know we can fix it.
Uh-huh.
We know we have the talent to fix it.
Sure.
And there have been areas we've gone to, certain portion of streets that we'll just do it ourselves.
Yeah.
We do it in-house.
Right.
We know we can fix it,
right.
so we fix it.
Right. If I'm sitting where you guys are sitting, it would probably drive me crazy because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. It would probably drive me crazy if it was something like, and again, not knocking the state, but if it's not something you have the jurisdiction to fix and it's a problem, it would drive me crazy.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. I don't handle that stuff very well. I'm like, come on, man. I'm ready to get this thing fixed. Let's go. Get it done. But anyway, listen, I want to thank you guys very, very much for coming on in this morning, for what you do. You have thankless jobs. Nobody ever calls and says, man, I really want to say thanks to Jerry and Victor for what they do. I mean, my sidewalk's just crushing it, man. I love my sidewalk. So you don't get those calls. No. So I want to give you high fives, and say thanks, because the less noticeable, that means you guys are doing a great job. I mean, like being seen without being heard kind of thing. If our sidewalks and our roads and everything is good, that means you guys are good. Yeah. So thank you.
That's true.
No, I mean it. Thank you for what you do, because without you guys, the city crumbles. I respect that. I really do. I appreciate hard work. I really do. And again, for folks that need to know, the event is the 13th of May. That is coming up on Wednesday, the 13th. Visit the website forms.columbiasc.gov. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll come back and do a little touch a truck when we come back as we continue Colatown, our city, our stories. On the Point. It is 33 minutes after 9 o'clock on a Monday morning. And if it's a Monday morning between 9 and 10, it is Colatown, our city, our stories. Welcome back in. All right. Second half of the program, I want to welcome in a couple of new folks to the program. We have Robert Anderson with us, and we have Samantha Yeager with us. Hi, team.
Hey, how are
Hi,
you?
good morning.
How are we doing today?
Great.
It's always a great day in the city of Columbia.
Pull that mic in nice and close to you, please. There we
There you go.
My bad. Sorry, I should have told you that. So, we have a cool event coming up. I got to tell a quick story. I like telling stories. So, my son, this event's happening on May 16th, Touch a Truck. And that's my son's birthday. Now, he's going to be 20. I plan to say to him, Jacob, do you want to go to Touch a Truck for your birthday? Because we used to go to Touch a Truck when he was little all the time. Now, he's just finishing his sophomore year of college down at the College of Charleston. I'm going to pick him up Wednesday and bring him back to town. He's not going to want to go at 20 because he's too cool now, obviously. He's too cool to even spend time with me. I want to go to Touch a Truck. I have always loved Touch a Truck. Let's talk first, though, before we get about the event. I want to learn about Robert. I want to learn about Samantha a little bit. Tell us, Miss Samantha, a little bit about yourself, what you do for the city, and your role.
Yep. I am the solid waste superintendent. So the solid waste division serves about 44,000 residents within the city of Columbia, and we do our garbage recycling and yard trash collection. We also do some street sweeping and litter collection to make sure that Columbia is a safe and beautiful place to live.
How long have you been with the city?
I've been with the city for 14 years.
Really?
Yes.
Cool. And are you from Columbia? Or?
I am not from Columbia. I'm originally from New Jersey.
New Jersey?
Yes. Came to school to Carolina, took an internship my senior year with the city in the PR department, and have made a career out of it.
I like that we're able to retain talent. That's been always a problem in the city and in the state of South Carolina as a whole. We've often had folks just like yourself come down here, go to school, and then take your talents back somewhere else. I'm glad you stayed.
Thank you. I am too. I tell all my friends too. They have moved all over, and I'm like, nope, Columbia's a great place.
Great place. Yeah, great place. Well, Robert, tell us a little bit about you.
So I am the Public Works Director. I currently oversee the divisions of solid waste, traffic engineering, animal control, streets, who I believe you just had on the show.
Yeah, we just had Jerry and Victor on, yeah.
Forestry beautification and sustainability.
So how long have you been with the city?
I've been with the city for 37 years.
That's
I've got a little gray hair because of this.
I can understand that. I can understand that. But that's awesome. I mean, obviously, it's a career. It's a passion for both of you. And you've invested a lot of time in your professional lives into our city. And for that, I thank you. I really do. As a guy who myself has lived here now almost 32 years and has raised a family here. And I try to be an ambassador for the city of Columbia because I absolutely love our city.
We have a great city.
We have a great place to live and a great place to raise families. And so I thank you guys for helping to make my city a place I can be proud of and a place where I can raise children. So thank you for that. I really appreciate the commitment. Let's talk a little bit about Touch a Truck. What is Touch a Truck?
So Touch a Truck is exactly what it sounds like. We've done this for probably 15 years. We used to do a small event. A few years ago, we moved it to Main Street, and what it does is gives the citizens of Columbia, old, young, whatever, a chance to go out and actually touch some equipment, get on it, and look what the City of Columbia Public Works and other divisions do during the year.
again, I can't help but to go back in time with my own little guy and tell you just the sheer joy of, and the pictures I have of him sitting behind the wheel of a fire truck or a dump truck or just whatever it was at the time that we would be climbing all over. And one of the things that's really stood out to me is when it was a fire truck, for example. One of the things I always stood out was there'd be a few firefighters on site also, and they were so interactive with the kids. And they really, really enjoyed letting the kids experience the truck. I think that's a special occasion. And here's the thing. I didn't know all those years later that I'd be sitting here with you guys talking about this now as, a parent of an almost 20-year-old son. But I'm promising you, moms and dads that are listening, grandmas and grandpas that are listening, get your kids to this event, and we'll tell you the specifics in a little while. But this is something that you're going to find, moms and dads, grandma and grandpas, is a memory for you also, not just for your kids. That's what I'm trying to say, is I have such fond memories as a daddy of doing it. It kind of made me feel like a good dad. I'm doing cool things with my kid and building memories with my son. So it's a really cool event. What kind of vehicles do we expect this year?
I think it's a special event because you're right. It's all ages get excited to see these trucks, and a lot of us in public works work in the background. Specifically for garbage, you put your cart out at the curb and your garbage is gone, and it's like magic, but nobody ever gets to see the trucks. So we are going to have everything from a motor grader, a track hoe, a lowboy.
I don't even know what these things are. What is a motor grader?
So a motor grader is a tractor that basically grades land. It
Okay.
pushes dirt to make sure the elevations are right, water flows correctly, all of that. We're going to have a street sweeper out there that picks up dirt and
Yeah.
dust and make sure our stormwater system's protected. We will have a garbage truck out there.
Nice.
And then we'll have everything from the K9 unit with our police department, and we will actually have some fire trucks, and fire will be doing a demonstration on how to cut people out of a vehicle.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes,
How cool is
it's
that?
very
That's a great for a
interesting.
20-year-old even to
Right?
come down.
Yeah, now you're giving me some good ammo here to get Jacob to get interested in this again. Don't be surprised. Are you guys going to be there? Don't be surprised
Yes,
if you
we
see
will be
me and
there.
Jacob.
No, we will absolutely,
Hey,
yes.
look, Kevin's here with his son. He did convince him after all. I'm not kidding. I'm going to try to talk him into doing this because it sounds like it'd be a great, great time. It's a Saturday, May the 16th, 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock. And you said it's right over on Main Street, right?
It's right over on Main Street.
So-
And I want to say the demos that we do are great, with the excavator demo or the cutting up the car from the police department or the bomb unit that the police department brings out. It's just great for everybody, young and old.
Yeah. I remember my son and my nephew both going. I don't know if this was the same year as the fire truck demonstration, but I remember going one year, and both my son and my nephew got locked in the back of, not locked as in like they couldn't get out, locked as in locked up by police, mock arrest. And remember the fear of God in the eyes of my nephew and the police officer from CPD saying to him, "This is what's going to happen to you if you don't go to school and study." And my nephew Joshua, I mean, he was so little at the time, and I could just remember him being locked in the car for a minute. And he's like, "I don't like that at all." And I was like, "That's why you got to study, Joshua." So, the hands-on experience is what I'm driving at. Is what I think is really exciting for the children. Funny thing is, I don't know about you, but I remember growing up with a Tonka truck and having a hands-on, Tonka truck in front of me just to play with and put dirt in and all that kind of stuff. But then when you get to see the magnitude, the size of these actual vehicles, and you get to go right up to them and have access to them, to me, that's a pretty special experience.
I agree, and it's just to see the smile on a child or the smile on a parent's face when they get to set on a piece of equipment and they get to play with the steering wheel or play with the controls on it a little bit. You talk to them about which is your favorite, and one's a garbage truck, one's a fire truck, one's a police car. It is from a staff perspective, it is just great to see the enjoyment that everybody gets that day.
You've been doing this, you said 37 years with the city. Events like this is what keep you going, right? I mean,
events like this makes my life great every day. It makes what we do each and every day of touching out to citizens of Columbia worth every bit of what we do.
Yeah, and I think so. Every year, National Public Works Week is the third week in May, and that's through the American Public Works Association. And this year's theme is so on point. It's powered by community, rooted in service. And I think that's Touch a Truck especially shows us our community members are here. They want to meet us. They want to see the trucks, and we want to see them as much as they want to be there.
Well, we've got time, so I want to kind of delve into this a little bit more deeply for a sec, because times have changed. I mean, the technology has changed. A fire truck today is not the same as a fire truck when we were little. And the technology today of how we send out and dispense fire and first responders and things like that, a lot of things have changed with the technology. Even you mentioned, obviously, with our garbage trucks. You think about where they were when we were little. There were no grabbing, mechanisms and tipping it was all done by hand. And we had garbage cans back in the day. It wasn't even the big, whatever we're calling them these days, with the recycling and with the garbage. So let's talk a little bit about that over the 37 years. I don't want to age you or anything, Robert, but let's talk about how the technology has changed over the years.
So the technology has changed greatly, and so I ran the solid waste division for about 14 years. So it was interesting when I took over back in '93 that we had about 150 employees, and 30,000 residences. Right. Now they have over 40,000 residences, and we have less employees today than we did, and that was due to technology of the automated garbage trucks or the trash crews and just the drivers being able. It's amazing that we're looking for CDL drivers in our opportunity, but in garbage you're looking for somebody that's a CDL garbage and with a CDL operator, but we also want that guy to have a little gaming experience because we run joysticks on our trucks.
That's fascinating.
And that makes them a little quicker.
And you don't think about that as just the citizen on the street, other than you just see the guys come on down on garbage day and they grab your garbage can, and it's again, technology, the efficiency involved. And I think people need to realize that's also saving people money. The efficiency means less people have to be hired, less jobs. Okay, yeah, but also less taxes being used to pay for that stuff. So the advancements in technology is a win for the residents in the city.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we think about going from, we used to have twice a week garbage service to once a week garbage service. And then even with the recycling program, part of my big role when I came to the solid waste division was going from those small bins to those big carts with recycling. And they had to hand sort that stuff at the curb. And now it can all go in one because our technology has gotten better. Technology at the recycling facility has gotten better. So overall, it's a better place.
I will say a little humor, though, that Samantha just said here kind of breaks my heart. I started the small bin recycling program, so she took it away from me. So
wow.
It kind of breaks my heart a little bit.
No,
Wow.
your child just grew up. And
Yeah, no, you gave birth to it, and then now that's kind of like my son. It's just kind of graduated onto something
Right.
bigger and better.
Right.
That's fine. All right, well, I want you folks to hold tight. When we come back, we're going to do our second half with Robert and Samantha, and we're talking all about Touch a Truck, which takes place on May the 16th, which is an upcoming Saturday next month. We'll tell you more about the specifics and all of that, but I want you to stick around as we roll through what is a wonderful Monday. Glad you're listening in. It's Colatown, our cities, our stories, and you're listening to it right here on The Point.